Yo guys, what up? Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Hope you guys are doing good. So in today's video, we're going to be looking at the same pairs that we looked at last week Sunday and the same pairs that we reviewed on our Friday session. So if you haven't watched our Friday session, you can check it out in our channel. It was uploaded this afternoon. So let's waste no time and get to it. So let's start with gold. So what do I see on gold this week? I see gold bullish. Yes, we had this consolidation where price was bouncing between, just move this closely, between 1795 and 1775. So what I can expect this week from gold is for gold to push back up, right? Yes, we can still get gold to come maybe retest around these areas for the last time before we continue the rally, until around these areas, right? But we're not sure that can happen because we have this price that hasn't been broken. So let's first see how gold is going to react at this price, and then we're gonna start looking where we're going next with this on this market, right? So looking at gold, that's where I see us going this week, is pushing back up, breaking these highs and just creating new highs, and then we can continue the rally, right? And then let me just remove this. Do we have high chance of moving to the downside? Yes, we do, because we also have this areas here which gold has been failing to break, right? So what we can also expect is price to drop and then maybe give us a retest, and then we can start, if we start seeing signs of a sell around these areas, then we can start looking for sells maybe around here, which is gonna be 1755, right? Oh, sorry, just remove that, place my horizontal line, which is 1755. So that's where we can also expect gold to drop to, right? So that's what I'm looking at on gold this week. Oh, sorry, if we going bullish, I see price coming back to drop here for the last time, to reject here for the last time, and then we start pushing. Or the market can just open and then we just push, right? And then maybe if we break these highs out of the market open, then what we can expect is price coming back, retesting around these areas before we can start looking for buys. But let's see what gold does when the market open between the highs and the lows. So for now, let's just wait and see how it goes. Okay, let's put this. There you go, and our high there. So this is what we can expect if price goes to the downside, right? And then you start looking for sells until here. And then these areas is where we're expecting price to push up to on this move to the upside, right? Or if we break these highs and we don't reach here, we might expect a pushback, which can come in, reject around these here areas before we continue this rally. So it's gold. Let's wait and see how price is going to react on the highs and on the lows. Okay, let's move to the next one. Move to the next one. Okay, so we have Nasdaq, right? So on NAS 100, we bullish. On Friday, we have this push, and then we broke these highs. So that's a kind of obvious setup that we can expect from Nasdaq, right? And then we also close to these highs that we've been failing to break before we even dropped, right? Because we had this range here, and then we just broke it, and then we dropped the downside. But now we are back. We are back up here, and then we just recently broke these highs, and then we also have this area which we can look price to come to, right? So we can expect price to push back down to these areas here, or these areas here. And then we can start looking for rejections and then the signs to look for buys. So that's what you can expect on Nasdaq, right? Price to push down here. And then if we don't get the push as the market open, we can expect the price at least to jump up around these areas and see how we react here. So the moment we break these areas, we can start expecting price to come back, give us a higher low, and then we push down. But then when we get this break to the upside, what I would like to see is, are we breaking these highs here, right? That's what I would like to see. Are we breaking these highs here, or are we going to tap at these highs and then drop back until around these areas before we can start looking for buys, So let's see what goes. And then you know that I only sell when structure tells me to sell. So the only time I'm going to look for sell is when gold breaks these areas here, and then we can start looking for sells. But as for now, expecting a push back to this here, push back to here, or market open, push, see how we react here, and then if this doesn't hold, we see how we're going to react here before we can start looking for buyers or sells, right? If the market come and reject here and I'm awake, I'm gonna sell and then see how it goes. And then with my stop loss also paying attention to this price, which Nasdaq might push up to, right? So that's it on Nasdaq. We wanna be waiting for price to push back. My bias is on my bias is buys on gold. I'm gonna be comfortable in taking buys on I'm saying gold, sorry, on Nasdaq. So I'm comfortable in taking buys on Nasdaq. So let's see, let's wait and see how it goes when the market open. Right. Remember what we follow the trend. Keep it simple. You sell high and then you buy low. So let's go to USD, sorry, go to US30. Go to US30, 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 US30. Okay, there we go. So on US30, I was also looking at this before I started recording. So it's also simple structure. We currently have this our support, which became our resistance. So we're currently seeing price rejecting around these areas. So what we can expect now is for price to push down or to continue pushing to the upside. We also have these highs here, right? And then this is where maybe price can come back and react before we push back down. And then we continue with the rally, right? So let's see how price is going to react around where it is now. Let's remove this. We'll just see how price is going to react around where it is now. But what we can expect based on what we're seeing in front of us now is price pushing back down, seeing rejections here, and then we push up. If this fails to hold, let's see how price is going to react. We have these lows here. These areas here. So I'm still bullish on US30 and Nasdaq, and see how we can push the upside, right? So US30 currently at our resistance, right? And then we have the highs that price can go to, and then we also have this area where price can come back and retest. So we're gonna enter based on the market reaction, right? So let's wait for price to react before we can enter. What we can also look at it is price can do this. Price can just open and then push, come back, retest this area, and then we continue with a rally to the upside. That's something that we could also expect from US30 before we get to these areas, right? Remember, this is for hour, so these are big moves. So this is for hour. These are big moves that we're expecting, for that for our daily trading style. So that's what we can expect in US30. We are looking for a bullish move to the upside. You're looking for a bullish move to the upside. Oh, price to do this, give us a retest, and then we go. If I see price giving me enough rejections and signs to sell, I am gonna take the short sell and then go to break even when we get here and see how we're reacting around these areas. If you want to continue pushing to the downside, then there's gonna be a bonus for me to hold until here. But let's see how the market reacts when it opens. Let's see how the market reacts when it opens. Let's see. So now let's go to GU. So GU, symbol structure, expecting price to push back up. We're in a downtrend. The market is giving us like lower highs and lower lows. We're in this range. We broke the range. We got our lower low. We have our lower high. So we currently have this lower low. Yes, we have this area which price is currently rejecting at. So let's see how price is going to react here. We have this bullish engulfing, but is that enough data for us to start looking for buys? No, for me it's a no. So I want to see more. I want to see more here before we can start looking for buys, before we can start pushing price back up and then coming retest around here. And then this is where I'm going to start looking for salt again. And then we could continue. So what might also happen is price can just drop and then we break this area that's holding and then just come back and retest this area and then sorry, and then we just continue with the rally to the downside, right? We just continue pushing the downside with this bearish move because we're currently in a downtrend. So GU is a waiting game and gold is a waiting game. On Nasdaq and US30, my buyers are on buys. So on those two indices, I'm going to be looking for buys, but if I do get sells, they're going to be short sells. Long term, it's buys for me. So GU and gold is going to be a waiting game. On GU, we're waiting for reaction to happen here before we push up and then see how we're going to react around these areas, if we are going to get a confirmation for ourselves or not. But then if we get enough information here to work with that we can start looking for buys, then I'm going to take it, right? Maybe for something like a downward bottom before we start looking, before we start pushing up. So that's something that I can also look for. And then on gold, that's 100. So gold, same thing. We're currently in this small range. So I'm also waiting for price to react in these lows and these highs, and then give me a sign of where we're going. But the structure to me looks bullish, but let's just wait for the market to open and see how this goes, And then because we also have these areas here where prices have been rejecting. So we might have a push to the downside before we can start continue moving up, right? So that's going to be it for this week. Guys, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. Please comment below and let us know what you guys think.